y'all living under it. Y'all running from the truth, but soon I will uncover it. This is the matrix, we stuck in it. I'm not loving it. Fuck the shit, man. The government knows that we outnumber it. The four horsemen of the apocalypse, false religious documents, media, corporations, and politics. You think your lack of common sense don't have a consequence? We're fucking doomed unless we elevate our consciousness. The New World Order, man, these people just won't compromise.
Hi, welcome to the JT Anti-New World Order Movement. Coming to you with a video about the news of the death of comedian Charlie Murphy. For those who don't know, comedian Charlie Murphy, he passed away today on the 12th of April, 2017 at 57 years old. His death was something that was not by coincidence. It was not by accident. It was not God stating that it was Charlie's time to go. His death was planned. And before I go any further in this video, I want to say this video is for those who actively believe in the Illuminati and their control over the entertainment industry, and for those who believe that in order to be a star, you have to make a blood sacrifice. This video is specifically for those who believe those things. If you don't believe any of those things, please do not watch this video, because everything I'm about to say from here on out will not make sense to you. And, then you'll be posting comments under the, under the video stating about how, oh, this is bullshit, you're crazy, you're a nut, and then I have to block you. So please, don't even bother watching the video if you don't believe, because this video is not for you. But for those who do believe that the Illuminati controls the entertainment industry, and that in order to be a star, you have to make a blood sacrifice, this video is for you. And I encourage you to listen to it. Okay. So, as I stated, Charlie Murphy, he has passed away. He died at 57 today on April 12, 2017. For those who don't know, Charlie Murphy was an actor. He has played in many roles, television and film, but he is specifically known for his work on the Comedy Central show that was once on air called The Chappelle Show. The Chappelle Show was a show that was a comedy skit series that was done by comedian and actor Dave Chappelle. Now, let's start right there with Dave Chappelle. Now, Dave Chappelle and Charlie Murphy, they weren't lifelong best friends, because Dave Chappelle had another man, I can't think, his name escapes me, but it was another white male who was his best friend. So Dave Chappelle and Charlie Murphy weren't like that, but they were friends, because they had done numerous years together on the Chappelle Show. Now, for those who don't know, Dave Chappelle, he walked away from his show, The Chappelle Show, several years back when they offered him, I believe it was $40 million. And he decided to step back, walk away. He went off to Africa, came back after some time, and went on the Oprah show, where he stated how he was a conspiracy theorist to a kind of a conspiracy theorist, and how the industry was sick. It was a sick environment. And basically, he just went off exposing the industry. And after he did this, you really didn't see Dave Chappelle anymore in any major television shows or major films or what have you. He kind of stepped back away from the industry. And for those of us who do know why he did that, we know he did that because he didn't want to get back into that type of climate, knowing that the industry was a sick environment, where it's controlled by evil cabal people. So he didn't want to get back into that type of environment. So he kind of stayed in the background. Now, as of a year ago, leading up to this present day, we're seeing Dave Chappelle back into the industry again. I mean, in big ways. But yet and still, he walked away several years ago from his show when the people behind his show offered him $40 million. Well, let me explain this, and then I'm going to tell you how this all ties into Charlie Murphy, okay? If you're an actor, I'm going to use an example. If you're an actor, and you get yourself out there, you start, you along with your agent gets you these movies and these television shows, and you just start booking all of these gigs, one after another after another. And, you're booking these gigs under, the big wigs of Hollywood. I mean, the big wigs of Hollywood are helping you to book these gigs in movies and television shows, and you're here and you're there, and everybody knows of you, and you're getting the big bucks. Then all of a sudden, the big wigs of Hollywood come to you and say, okay, let's name you Chad. Chad, you made the big bucks. You've been in these big films and these big TV shows. Now it's time for you to pay up. You got to sign your name in blood, and you have to commit yourself to the brotherhood in order to go even further within the industry as an actor. Well, you say, well, I don't want to do that. I mean, I want to be an actor. I don't want to sign my name in blood. I don't want to commit to any kind of brotherhood. I just want to do what I'm doing right now, being an actor. Well, the big wigs say, well, no, it doesn't work that way. If you want to continue on in Hollywood, if you want to continue on in the industry and get even higher than what you are now, you got to sign your name in blood. You got to sign yourself to the brotherhood. Or if you're a female actress, the sisterhood. And then you say, no, well, I don't want to do that. No, well, then that's okay. I won't be an actor anymore. Forget it. I'm done. I'm pulling out of the industry. And you pull out of the industry. You don't do any more films. You don't do any more shows. You don't do any more gigs, period. You stop being an actor. You go away. Then later on, let's say this, for example, you say, man, I can't believe I gave that up. I want to go back to it. And you decide you want to get back into the industry. Well, if you want to get back into the industry, those big wigs who runs the industry, they have to find out how committed you are to joining the brotherhood, or for a female, the sisterhood. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to get back into the industry, unless you join the brotherhood or the sisterhood and sign your name in blood. So you go to the big wigs who say, okay, I made a mistake. I want to get back in the industry. I want to be back acting again. I want to go back to being an actor. They say, okay, you want to do that? You got to sign your name in blood. Okay, I'm willing to do that. Okay, you got to commit yourself to the brotherhood or the sisterhood. Okay, I'm willing to do that. No, it doesn't just stop there. Not only do you have to sign your name in blood, not only do you have to commit to the brotherhood or the sisterhood, but you also have to make a blood sacrifice. Man, what you mean? What do you mean I got to make a blood sacrifice? You got to give up one of your family members or one of your friends to show just how committed you are to us. Us, the ones who runs Hollywood, the ones who run the industry. Well, I don't want to do that, but then you don't want to be an actor, because that's the only way we're going to let you back into the industry. Not only do you have to sign your name in blood, not only do you have to commit yourself to the brotherhood or the sisterhood, but you also have to make a blood sacrifice. It can be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, but it's got to be somebody, because other than that, we're not letting you back in. So you say, okay, I'll give up my best friend. What's your best friend's name? My best friend's name is Mindy. I'll give her up. Okay. Then let's say maybe months, maybe even a year or so goes by. You find out of the blue, bam, your best friend Mindy has AIDS. And I mean, it's full-blown AIDS, just like that. Your best friend Mindy starts losing weight. She looks like a skeleton. Month, 2 months, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, she's dead. All of this happens in a quick period of time. After your best friend Mindy dies, you start getting big time roles. I mean, acting roles where you're getting paid $100 million, $200 million, maybe $50, $60 million even, just for that role. And I mean, you're just one after another after another. Then after that, you start winning Oscars. You started winning SAG Awards, Golden Globes. You're on this red carpet. You're on that red carpet. You're with this star. You're hanging out with this star. You're hanging out with that star. If you're a comedian, you're on HBO. You're on Showtime. And if you're on HBO and Showtime doing a comedy special, you get $100, $200 million just for that comedy special. Why? Because you gave up that blood sacrifice. You showed how committed you are to returning to the industry and being a puppet for them, those who run the industry. So going back to Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy was, as I stated, a friend of Dave Chappelle's. So Dave Chappelle, the scenario that I just explained to you with the actor named Chad, is exactly what happened to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle wanted back into the industry. Okay, he wanted back in. So he went to the big wigs of Hollywood, the ones who makes the industry run the way it's run. He went to them and said, look, I want to get back in. They said, okay, well, you know what you got to do, Dave. You got to sign your name in blood and you got to join the brotherhood. All right, I'm willing to do that. That's not it. That's not all you have to do. You have to make a blood sacrifice. Well, I'm not giving up my wife and my kids. Okay, you're fine. All right. But you got to give somebody. All right, I want to give Charlie Murphy. He gives Charlie Murphy. They don't kill Charlie Murphy off right then and there because, see, they're smart. They have to play it cool. They let it ride for a while. They inject Charlie Murphy with this leukemia. He starts getting sick just like that. I mean, you know, as far as if you look at the pictures of Charlie Murphy from just months back, even maybe a year back, he's extremely skinny. And then just like that, he just dies. After he starts getting skinny and people saying, oh, he looks sick. You know, he is sick. Then they kill him. Now, you know, he dies of leukemia is what the media is saying. Now, don't be surprised if the days, weeks, months leading from now onward, you start hearing about Dave Chappelle blowing up. You have to give up something. He gave up Charlie Murphy. Now, you watch what I tell you. You're going to start seeing Dave Chappelle in here, there, that, this, everywhere. Because he made that blood sacrifice. It wasn't for Eddie Murphy, because Eddie Murphy, please, Eddie Murphy, I mean, you may see Eddie Murphy in this film and a little that film, but Eddie Murphy doesn't have it anymore like he used to have it. He don't have it anymore like that. No, come on, please. No, now it's about Dave Chappelle. This was Dave Chappelle's blood sacrifice so that he can really get back into the game. Charlie Murphy was injected with leukemia. And you say, oh, no, that can't happen. Eazy-E. Okay, everybody who knows the Eazy-E story knows that Eazy-E was injected with AIDS. He was injected with AIDS by Cube. Well, not by Cube, but with Cube, Ice Cube, and Dr. Dre knowing all about it. They knew all about it. They knew everything about it. Yeah, they knew it. And Eazy-E was injected with AIDS. That's how and they killed him. He was a blood sacrifice. Now either he was a blood sacrifice for Dre or he was a blood sacrifice for Ice Cube. One of the two. But everyone knows that he was injected with AIDS. The same thing with Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy was injected with leukemia, and that's why he's dead. This man had money to baby. Magic Johnson has HIV. Supposedly. He claims to have had it back in 1984. This man's still living. Okay? All the money in the world. He's still living. But now, Charlie Murphy, who has lots of money too, he has leukemia, but he manages to die within, a year and a half time? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This man never had leukemia with him getting it just from the natural way. No, he was injected with leukemia. Now, like I said, I know people may think this is crazy. If you think this is crazy, do not watch this video because I don't have time to explain the bullshit to you. I don't have time for it. And I don't have time to try to convince you. If you don't believe this shit is happening, then you need to get the hell off this channel. But for those who know the game, who knows how the industry works, you know this shit is true. Okay? Furthermore, last April in 2016, Prince died. Prince died on April 21st, 2016. I'll repeat that again. Prince died April 21st, 2016 at the age of 57. And today we found out that Charlie Murphy has died at the age of 57. And what's today's date? April 12th. 21 turned backwards is 12. These are blood sacrifices, people. Their blood, just like Prince was blood sacrificed, so has been Charlie Murphy. And this is what's going on. And again, watch. It won't happen overnight because, like I said, see, the ones that run the industry, they are so clever and they're so smart. They know that people know when a celebrity dies and dies in such little mysterious circumstances such as this, those who run the industry, they know that people like myself and people like Black Child and people like Young Pharaoh and others, they know that we'll automatically say, that was a blood sacrifice. They know it. They know that we'll catch on. So they can't make it obvious to have like whoever the person was sacrificed for. They know they can't have that person just start rising up immediately because they look too obvious. So with the case with Charlie Murphy being Dave Chappelle's blood sacrifice, they're not going to have Dave Chappelle start blowing up like next week because it would look too obvious. All of a sudden Charlie Murphy dies, now Dave Chappelle just starts blowing up. No. Give it a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, maybe June, July, August. You're going to start seeing more of Dave Chappelle than you've ever seen before, or that you've seen in a long time, rather. And why? It'll be because he made the sacrifice of Charlie Murphy. As a matter of fact, he's already started. See, before this sacrifice went into play, he was already starting to climb the stair steps because he had. When Dave told those in the industry, okay, well, you can have Charlie Murphy. When he made that decision to give Charlie Murphy as his sacrifice, they started then to start having Dave climb up the ladder. Why? Because you started seeing Dave Chappelle with stars like Norman Reedus and shit like that. You started seeing him at the Kennedy Center Honors. And of course, this $100 million this comedy special. See, because he had already made the choice to make a blood sacrifice, they started climbing him up then. Now, you know damn well, and let me just say Norman Reedus, that's another Illuminati puppet. This man got let me explain. You can't have the type of wealth in Hollywood, in the industry that these stars have unless you give up something, unless you are in the brotherhood or the sisterhood. You can't have it. The Illuminati are simply not going to let you have it. This actor, Norman Reedus, has 2 shows, The Walking Dead and this other show that's on AMC. This man he sleeps with money. Okay, he is money. Now, you think he got that just because of his talent alone? No. This man is an Illuminati puppet, okay? He is. But now Dave Chappelle's hanging out with them. Oh, yeah, he's hanging out with them. Now, this is a man, Dave Chappelle was a person who told everybody told James Lipton in the actor studio, Hollywood's a sick environment. Told Oprah, Hollywood's a sick environment. And so he told James Lipton, he told everybody basically on television, Hollywood's a sick environment and all like that, and he walked away. But now, as of last year, up to this present moment, we're seeing him hanging out with all these stars. We're seeing him doing this and doing that. So he was the industry, the ones who run the industry, they were starting to climb him back up the ladder after he made this decision to make Charlie Murphy a blood sacrifice. Now that Charlie Murphy has been taken out, watch what I tell you. Watch. I know you will see this. The months and probably even the years to come, you're going to start seeing Dave Chappelle blow up. Even way above Peele and his movie Get Out. You're going to see it. And when you see it, go back to this video and listen to it. And you'll see exactly everything that we have been saying here at JT Anti-New World Order about Charlie Murphy's death being for Dave Chappelle was right. And that's what's going on. So, everyone here at JT wanted to make this video about that. And let me just say this lastly for people, for all those aspiring actors and aspiring actresses and aspiring producers and directors and screenwriters and all of you out there. I know you all look at the television and you look at the Oscars and the Golden Globes and the Screen Actors Guilds and The Walking Dead and Empire and Shots Fired and all these shows. And you see the glitz and the glamour of these actors and actresses and singers and all of that. And you say, man, I want to be there. Don't. I'm telling you, don't. You want to get into the industry, it is a lost cause. You will end up not only signing away your soul, signing away your moral fiber, but you will end up losing not only one, because now you don't only have to make one blood sacrifice, you have to keep making sacrifice. Have you heard about stars who have lost not only their brother, but they lost their brother, and then maybe about 4 or 5 years later, their sister died, then several years later, somebody else in their family died, because they have to keep making sacrifices. They have to keep doing it. You don't just do it one time and then that's it. You have to keep doing it. You have to do other rituals as well. But Every now and then you have to keep making blood sacrifices. This is why you hear about celebrities and they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members of the family members dying. Not all at the same time, but like 1 year, maybe the brother. 5 years later, maybe be the sister. 6 years later, maybe be the uncle. And it's all happening under mysterious circumstances. And when I say mysterious circumstances, I mean like their brother dies by drowning in a bathtub by himself. His sister may die by suicide in a room, because they always die by themselves. Every time you hear about somebody dying, specifically within the circle of the industry, they're always by themselves. Always. Okay, always by themselves. And it also, not only with the by themselves theory, they either die from drug abuse, suicide, or heart attack. That's it. So almost everybody in Hollywood and their family members either have drug abuse, suicidal tendencies, or heart disease or heart failure in their families or inside of them, because that's all every time you hear a death, it's either one of the three. So that's what I mean when I say mysterious circumstances. So going back to what I was stating, you want to be an actor, you want to be an actress, you want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a writer, you want to be a director, you want to be a producer, you want to be anything within the industry. Don't. Okay? If you want to be an actor, an actress, do it on YouTube. Or do independent, where you don't have to sign with these big wig Paramount Studios and Lionsgate. No, be independent. You want to be a singer? Be independent. Don't sign to there are ways of being an entertainer without being within the industry, because once you get in that industry, and you may think that this is bullshit, but I'm telling you, once you get in there and you see that this stuff is bigger than The Voice and American Idol and the X Factor and all of that, and it's too late for a lot of times. Now, like I said, Dave Chappelle was able to get away, but a lot of times you can't get away, okay, because Sam Cooke tried to turn them down and he got killed. So a lot of times you sit up there and of course they said he died in a hotel. No, he was taken out because he wouldn't join, because he refused to join. So a lot of times you get in there and you see this is how it is and you want to back away, then they take you out. It's too late. That's why I'm saying, if you want to be in a star, you can do it without being in the industry, because this stuff is real. Okay, it's real. And it's happening. It's happening to the stars of Hollywood. It happened to Prince. It happened to Eazy-E. And now it's happened to Charlie Murphy. So, just wanted to make a video about that. It's sad that this man had to be taken out just so another person can get ahead. But that's how the industry rolls. That's how it's run. And my thoughts and my prayers go out to Charlie Murphy's children. And sad times. But this has been a JT Anti-New World Order Movement video.
Love HD.